Hello, everybody. I want to thank you all for coming out to my brand new comedy special. I've been working on some new material. First off, I just wanted to say, F cancel culture. Am I right? Am I right? It's like I can't even say slurs up here anymore. Like, imagine if I just said... What is going on?
Is he making a joke?
Oh, come on. You guys are offended by a little slur? What do we have, a bunch of snowflakes out there tonight? It's feeling a little cold in here. We got a bunch of snowflakes out there? What if I just said... Why hasn't he said a joke yet?
Is this a comedy special?
Oh, come on, guys. That's a classic. That's a classic. My grandpa used to say that back in the day. What? Can I no longer say that anymore? See, this is what I'm talking about, cancel culture. Like, I'm making all these good jokes up here. I'm making all these well thought out jokes.
What is he saying?
And you guys just don't appreciate the art that I'm putting out
No,
there.
it's just that you haven't made a joke yet.
What do you mean I haven't made a joke? I'm up here spitting bars. I'm like the Kanye West of comedy.
Well, that explains it.
Yikes. We are in for a fun one today, guys. Hope you're ready. So there's this clip of this comedian that's kind of popping off right now. I've been seeing it a lot recently on TikTok, on Twitter, on Instagram, and it's not a good clip. I don't know why he posted this. Well, I do know why he posted this. It's because he's an asshole. I'm sorry, guys. Like, right off the bat, I'm already calling names. Sorry, the dude's a f***ing asshole. But you'll see here in a second why that is. So let me just show you the clip so you have the right context here and you understand what I'm saying.
Anybody here at pronouns? Oh, what's your pronouns?
I'm sorry to stop the video already, but I think you know where this is probably heading. It's not heading in a good direction. Anytime you see some old, disgusting white man on a stage asking about pronouns, you probably know it's not going to be in good faith, and it is definitely not here. But I just love the question that he asks there. Does anybody here have pronouns? Like, yeah, bitch, we all do. It comes with our fucking language. Yes, everybody in that room has pronouns.
I respect your pronouns. You gotta respect my pronouns. Do you want to know my pronouns are? Yeah. My pronouns are real. That's my pronouns.
So now you have context as to why this clip has been going pretty viral. Like, dude, just look at that audience. Look at that audience, dude. If I ever cultivated an audience like that, I think I would probably, like, kill myself. Sorry, I shouldn't be mean, but I mean, they are racist, so I mean, it kind of cancels out. So obviously, on the surface level, this joke is not a good joke whatsoever. Bad joke. Shouldn't have said that. But even the more you dig into it and think about what he's actually saying, it just gets worse and worse. Because first off, in this bit, he asks who in the audience has pronouns. Everybody has pronouns. And then secondly, whenever he says his pronouns, which is the racial slur, except what he said wasn't a pronoun, what the person in the audience said was actually a pronoun. So this joke just doesn't make any sense, no matter how you try to piece it together. It's just terrible from start to finish. But this guy is well known for making those types of jokes, or should I say, yeah, he's well known for making those types of sentences. He makes a lot of sentences on stages and calls them jokes. I found out that apparently he was on Joe Rogan, which doesn't really surprise me because if you want to make it onto Joe Rogan, all you have to do is be a really bad white comic, and this guy checks all the boxes for that. So I ended up looking up who this guy is on Instagram, and he is quite possibly the worst comedian I have ever heard in my entire life. He has a podcast, of course, as most comedians do. I have not listened to the podcasts because I think my ears would start like bleeding internally if I did that. But I have watched a couple clips on his Instagram, like this one where him and his friend are talking about how violence in video games contributes to mass shootings.
For people to say like video games contribute nothing to mass shootings,
dude,
give me
Dylan,
a break, dude.
Thank you.
The fact that when we were kids, we played a level in Call of Duty. The campaign was called No Russian. You go into an airport and you just massacre people. They can't fight back. Are you going to be a morally good person?
You're totally right.
It is so f***ing weird.
Yeah, dude, you're training people.
This is one of the dumbest topics whenever it comes to mass shootings. There is a huge difference between real life and video games. Real life, you are walking around, you are interacting with people, real people in real time, as compared to when you're playing a video game where you are quite literally just sitting down staring at a screen. And that's not to say that the media that people consume is not related to how they act in real life. I think that there is a correlation between the type of media that you consume and how you interact with people. I think whenever you take in, whether it be movies, reading, video games, that will affect your outlook on life to a minor extent, as with anything that you consume, including the news, which I think is a much bigger factor whenever it comes to people performing acts of violence, much rather than a fake video game where there is fake violence and fake people. This is such a brain dead topic to begin with, so I don't even know why I'm really talking that much about it, when most sane people recognize that, hey, if you're normal, you can play video games and not shoot people? If you're insane, you might shoot people. So you know what might help that? Stricter gun laws. Or maybe enforcing the gun laws that are already out there instead of worrying about video games. Or then there's this clip that I saw from the beginning of his one podcast where he's talking about how he's afraid that nobody likes him because nobody's buying his tickets for his show.
I'm like really starting to freak out right now because my special's in a couple weeks. And this is what's going to happen. No one's going to get tickets until the last second, and then it's going to pack out. But up to that, I'm going to freak out that nobody likes me.
Which, to that, I just got to say, yeah, that's probably the case. that's probably the case. I think it's just that nobody likes you because you're a bad comic. But I mean, we've barely looked at much of his comic abilities, right? I'm making these accusations that he's a terrible comic, but I've only really seen one bad joke. Granted, it was a really bad joke, but who am I to not give this man a fair shot? So I ended up finding a comedy special of his on YouTube that he released around 2 years ago, and I made probably the worst decision of my life, and I decided to watch it. So here is my reaction to his comedy special. I think you can already guess this is gonna be a little stinker. It's gonna be a little doozy. A little stinky, poopy special. So the special starts out with him saying the R word and then commenting on the fact that his audience is very sensitive because they didn't like it. Even though from what I can see and from what I can hear, they're all laughing.
Oh man, you guys are getting sensitive about the word retarded. It's gonna be a long day.
I love conservative humor. It just revolves around them saying a word that some people might deem offensive. And when nobody laughs at the word because all he did was say a word, then they just go, what are you, fucking snowflakes? What do we have, a bunch of pansies in the audience today? There are a bunch of soy boys out there today. What happened to this generation? I mean, you can't make jokes anymore. You can't make jokes anymore. No. I think it's just that you didn't make a joke. You just said a word. This guy. This guy's offended at what I'm saying. He's losing his damn marble. I think he might be triggered. No, dude, you just didn't make a joke. So, like, it wasn't funny. He's losing his mind.
I've decided I'm gonna name this hashtag No Lives Matter. It has nothing to do with anything other than I'm sick and tired of political correctness, and I think everybody should be able to be made fun of. And so I'm gonna proceed to make fun of everybody tonight, and I hope you enjoy it.
This guy tells it like it is. Finally, somebody who isn't conforming to the masses. Somebody who will actually say the words that we want to hear, like slurs. Because I don't hear enough of them. He then goes on to say that feminism died with COVID, claiming that women before COVID wanted to be respected. Meanwhile, after COVID hit, they all started doing OnlyFans.
2 days before COVID, feminists like, respect me, respect me, respect me. I am not sex object. 2 days after COVID, follow me on OnlyFans where I do ventriloquism with my pussy.
So yeah, we're referring to all women as the same. You guys all have a collective hive mind out there. You guys are all grouped up. You all think the same way, and you all want to be perceived the same way. You all wanted to be respected, and then none of you wanted to be respected. None of you have individual thoughts because you're women. As if women don't get objectified enough, at least we have this man on stage doing it a little bit more. He's really doing the Lord's work, you know. Keep it up, buddy. Thank you for coming on stage and saying the things that, you know, most men don't say. Definitely.
Can't tell your girl you're just leaving. They're assuming you're going to somebody, right? My girlfriend right now thinks I'm out of town just every chick here. Like I'm just taking all the hot ones, stacking you up, and just hitting holes like I'm playing Price is Right Punch Out.
What? I think if your significant other thinks that you're fucking someone behind their back every time you leave the house, I think that's a you problem. I think you're just like exposing yourself right now that you're just like a really shitty person that would do that. And then on top of that, who's fucking this guy? Is this guy really going out and like piping women down left, right, and center? Motherfucker's shaped like a gourd. I love that there's like all these like lame white dudes like laughing hysterically at his bits. Meanwhile, like the one lady that's there is like on her phone. Like she's just like texting her friend, just like asking her like, please give me an excuse to get me the hell out of here. She's like, I can't take this anymore. I've only been here for 6 minutes and I'm losing my mind.
I'm flying back from this convention with my friend Tino. When I see one of the most gorgeous women I've ever seen get up and put 2 masks on. 2 masks!
Fuck, bro. A gorgeous woman put 2 masks on? Why? Why does it have to be the gorgeous women that care about like spreading diseases to other people? God damn it. That's lame as hell. Fuck. It's almost like all the ugly people are the ones always complaining about masks. Meanwhile, The fucking normal attractive ones are the ones that actually give a shit about other people. It's weird that way, isn't it? It's so weird. Fuck. Ew. Gross. Nasty. Bro, I see someone put 2 masks on. You bet your ass I'm getting the hell out of there because I know that that person right there is weird. That person is a government psyop. That person right there only falls for the government's tricks. And me, as an independent white male, I can see everything. I basically have my third eye open, so I know exactly what the government's trying to do when they tell me to put on a damn mask, trying to take away my damn rights. My damn rights to breathe in your face? Not me. Not me, bro, not me.
So I hit my friend Tina. I'm like, Tina, look. I go, 2 masks. Suddenly from behind me, I hear, 'cause it works. I'm like, is somebody commenting on my conversation? What is this, Reddit?
Is somebody commenting on my conversation while I am commenting on what someone else is doing that doesn't affect me one bit? How do you not get the irony? Some attractive woman is minding her own business, putting a couple masks on because she wants to. It's her God-given right. She doesn't want to spread a disease that everybody was concerned about. So then you comment on it, making fun of it, and then somebody comments to you, and that's whenever you freak out. Do you not see the irony? I'm gonna lose my mind. He then starts talking about how a bunch of stores were like barricading their doors and like locking stuff up after the protests and riots that happened after George Floyd's death. One of them being a dildo shop. And this is his joke about that.
Was a bunch of Antifa chicks just gonna start stealing vibrators and working their bean to oppression? Oh my God, I'm squirting for Floyd.
Okay, yeah, so here we have a picture of a completely sane old man, 48-year-old man. Dude, I think once you get past the age of like 45, like maybe just stop doing comedy. I think that might be like a good rule of thumb for comedians, is to just not do comedy after you hit the age of 45 because it's usually never good. And this guy, I don't even think was even good to begin with because I think he probably just started this recently. I don't know. I didn't look it up, but judging from his material, I mean, I hope that he has not been doing this for very long because goddamn, at least if you just started it recently, you kind of have an excuse to why you're so bad. You know, like, I've only been doing it for like 3 years or something. Like, I'm still learning the ropes. If this motherfucker's been doing it for like 15, 20 years, yikes. Maybe try something else. Maybe you could be one of those guys that holds like the stop and go signs, like whenever it comes to like road construction. I feel like this guy would like kill at that job. I think he would fucking kill there.
How many guys here got a cool Christmas gift? Anybody? What? You got a gun. Thank you. That is the only acceptable answer.
Fuck yeah! Guns! Dude, she's so done. She's so done back there. All the young guys are like eating this shit up. They're like, yeah, dude. Guns. Sex. Pussy. Meanwhile, she's back there like, please get me the fuck out of here. Jennifer, please give me some excuse. Give me some excuse to get me the hell out of here. I can't take it anymore. Dude, just imagine the smell. Just imagine the smell in there. You know that place is smelling nasty. That place is smelling like blue cheese and horse manure.
Christmas is about what? Mushrooms.
Drugs! I forgot about drugs! Yeah! And bro, I don't have a problem with drugs. You know, everything in moderation. What I've done my fair share. Okay, I've done my fair share. But like, there's no joke. There's no joke. There's no setup. There's no punchline. It's just Christmas is about mushrooms. The fuck does that mean? Well, hang on, let's see. Let's see what the punchline is. Let's see what the joke is.
That's what it's all about. That's what started it. Nordic countries. Shaman will come with bags full of shrooms. That's where the term fat sack came from, right?
And that's where the joke ends. After that, he continues talking about drugs and whenever it comes to organized religion. But there was no joke that ended up being related to Christmas and doing mushrooms at all. I don't understand why that was even in there, other than the fact that drugs are cool. Drugs are cool, guns are cool, sex is cool. Like, that was it. He then goes on to talk about how religions should start doing more drugs because if they did, then they wouldn't SA children. Like, I've heard comedians talk about the issues with priests and pastors and stuff. I've heard them say it in a comedic way. The way this guy does it is not that. He just says, hey, if you do acid, you don't want to do that. I mean, here, you can listen to the joke for yourself. Let's rate it on a scale of 1 to 10.
How much better would church be every Sunday if you knew the priest was on acid. Because you know what you don't want to do on acid, right? Molest children. That's what you don't want to do. I don't know if you've heard about this kid problem. Won't do that on acid. You ever tried jerking off on acid? Good luck on that. It's like Weekend at Bernie's. You're just pulling dead weight all over the place.
Okay, yeah, so I am hearing word that joke was, what was that? It was, fucking awful.
Yes, I'm a conspiracy theorist.
Who would have guessed? Who would have guessed, buddy?
The Chinese government has such advanced facial recognition technology that they can actually tell one Chinese person from another.
This is literally just racism. This is just racism. There's no joke. There's no setup. There's no punchline. There's no artistic practice going on here, bro.
Some of you guys are getting quiet on me.
Yeah, bro. I think they're getting quiet because you're not funny. I don't think they're getting quiet because they're offended. They're getting quiet because you're just not funny. Because you don't have good jokes. In fact, I would argue to say that you have no jokes. I haven't heard one joke so far, and I've been watching this for 23 minutes.
If you don't think that joke's funny, that means you don't have Asian friends, okay? I have a lot of Asian friends.
Never mind, guys. It's okay. It's okay. He can be racist. He's got Asian friends. He's got Asian. Dude, he did the classic, no, I can be racist. I have a black friend. No, I can do that. I got a friend that's like that. Ain't no way he just did that.
Have you ever tried to find a Korean at a Korean festival before? It's like trying to find a needle in a needle stack, huh? I finally found him. I'm like, Bobby, get in the car. I drive 10 minutes, realize I have the wrong one. But I didn't have my receipt, so I didn't get store credit. Man, real sensitive group right here.
Makes unfunny racist jokes. Nobody laughs. Guys, you're just all fucking, you're all snowflakes. Y'all getting really offended. Why are you guys so offended? Like, you guys are such pussies. No. It's just that you're not funny and you're annoying. That's why. There's plenty of good comedians out there working right now. They're fucking killing it. This, despite what you just said that you were killing it,
I'm crushing right now.
you're not. You're killing it right now because you have a bunch of redneck white dudes right there. But if you were to do this any other place, you would bomb. The place would probably explode because you would bomb so hard. He then goes on to do what I believe is probably his favorite bit of the special. And that is because he can imitate sucking a cock while also saying the N-word.
Just dropping hard N-bombs. I'm like, oh, you're filthy. Nah, you're just you're filthy. Nah. You're so filthy. And right at the end, he pulls the hood off, busts a nut on her face.
Dog, he wants to say it so bad. He wants to say it so bad. He was afraid to say it here. He ends up getting the courage later in his career, but dude, he wanted to say it so bad there. He's like, if I said this right here, right now, I'd be having all the white dudes stand up clapping, bro. They'd be pulling the white hoods out of their truck right now. He then goes on to say that the most racist people that exist are white women who only sleep with black men, and this is his solution to that problem.
I'm like, you're so hot, I'll paint my dick blackface. That's how hot you are. Oh, people get offended? Are you getting offended by blackface, dick?
There's no comedic value to this, bro. It's just, I'm gonna do racist thing. People aren't gonna laugh. And then I'm going to yell at them for being offended. Yeah, so it was at this point that my mind started to actually shut down a bit. Like, I started losing it a little before, but this is the point where I actually started to go into some sort of psychosis. And I started to actually start losing pieces of my brain. There are formidable memories that I can't remember now because I have this ingrained into my head and I can't get it out just because of how bad it is. I don't know if I can keep doing this. I got 10 minutes left. I don't know if I can keep doing this. I thought maybe I could get through it. I knew it was gonna be bad. I didn't think it was gonna be this bad. I think this guy takes the cake for being the worst comedian on the planet. That record was previously held by none other than Brendan Schaub, but I think this guy is much, much worse. Brendan Schaub is bad, but he is nowhere near as catastrophic as this dude. I'm honestly kind of baffled.
Give it up for all the women here tonight that don't watch MSNBC and CNN. And it sounds like half of them are in the flat earth. That alone is worth dating.
I know whenever I go out, I try to look for the most intelligent women, and those are the women that that believe in a flat earth They're the women that don't keep up with the news, and they just form their own opinions based on their own experiences. Granted, yes, they have never left their hometown, but you know, they're the smart ones. They're the smart ones. The people that don't take in other people's perspectives and don't learn about how other people live and don't learn about the world around them, and instead they just put themselves in such a small bubble and they never leave. Those are the type of women that I want, 1000%. Those are the smart ones. And the men, they're even smarter.
It's hard on women, man. You ever watch, man, television? They just get bombarded all the time to make them cuckoo crazy.
The world that we live in, motherfucker, you're the misogynist. What are we saying? What are we doing? I'm gonna lose my mind. And you know what's funny is that there's a select group of people that will watch this, and from the way I am reacting to him, they're going to go, that motherfucker's offended as hell. He can't take a damn joke, bro. No, I can take a lot of jokes. In fact, the majority of people can take a lot of jokes. It's just that most of us like to hear funny jokes and jokes that just don't revolve around hating on people that aren't you. I know, that's pretty crazy, isn't it? Crazy concept there, that people might actually want to hear good comedy that is in good faith and that will actually want to make people laugh instead of just saying racist and misogynistic things. And then whenever people go, that's kind of not cool, or they just don't laugh because it's not funny, then you just claim, offended much? That's not comedy. He then goes on to talk about how his one friend was going through a lot of mental health issues and how she is no longer with us anymore. And this is his solution to how he would have fixed that.
She was so beautiful. And if I would have known she was so mentally broken, I would have tried to have sex with her. Because we all know when chicks don't get dick, they get crazy, right?
He then continues to talk about how the world is making the women crazy and how there was a teacher that ended up essaying her students. And this was his comment on that situation.
The teachers are now blow banging the students. And the kids are still dropping out of school.
Dude, he's so gross, bro. He's so gross. I like that a little bit before this, he was just talking about like mental health and how a couple of his friends have passed away. And then he's talking about like adult women having sex with their underage students. And then he makes the joke that students are still dropping out of school, like as if they shouldn't drop out of school because they can bang their teacher. I don't even have to explain why that's disgusting. There's nothing funny about that. You're just a disgusting human being. What the fuck are these comments? Only comedians speaking out directly to the root problems rotting away the entire comedy industry and US culture in general. Just like Carlin, much respect. Dude, these people are so illiterate. The fact that you compared this dude to Carlin, you do realize Carlin was not on your side, bro. The difference between Carlin and this guy was that Carlin was always talking about the actual problems in America, like politicians, capitalism, US military, where our money goes as an economy. The fact that that money only ever goes to the top and never comes back down to the actual workers, the actual people that make this country what it is. And then you're comparing him to this guy, which is just making fun of those people that Carlin advocated for. Carlin was never aiming down to the people that he was making jokes about. He was never aiming down at trans people, at black people. He was only ever aiming up. And that's the main difference. And I don't understand how these people don't see that.
Thing that I find unusual, and it's, you know, it's not a criticism so much, but his targets are underdogs. And comedy traditionally has picked on people in power, people who abuse their power. Women and gays and immigrants are kind of, to my way of thinking, underdogs. And I think he's appealing largely, I think his core audience are young white males who are threatened by these groups. I think a lot of these guys aren't sure of their manhood because that's a problem when you're going in through adolescence. You know, am I really? Could I be? I hope I'm not one of them. And the women who assert themselves and are competent are a threat to these men. And so are immigrants in terms of jobs.
Probably the most honest, underrated comedian to walk the simulation. It doesn't take bravery to be racist. It doesn't. People do it all the time. In fact, it's embedded into our culture as a society. The US was founded on racism. It still bleeds racism to this day. It still bleeds white imperialism to this day. It's wild, bro. It's wild that he has this influence on people, and it sucks. It sucks so much. Part of what I do and why I like to talk about things like this is because one, I want to make people laugh. Of course, I'm gonna make some jokes and laugh about this guy and stuff. But another big part of what I do is to hopefully have people gain a little more empathy towards other people, right? To hopefully understand what other people are going through, to read, to pay attention to what's going on, and not just look at things at face value and then just be like, this country's so bad now because it's not racist anymore. Nah, it is. In fact, this guy proves that it's really easy to be racist on stage and still have an audience. Fucking sucks. But yeah, that just about does it. Thank you all for watching. And if you're new here, welcome. We've been getting a lot of new subscribers recently. That makes me really happy. I'm glad that you find this content enjoyable, and I hope that you'll stick around. But until next time, make sure that you are eating your vegetables. They're healthy for you. They're healthy for you. Put down those chips. Eat them vegetables. Thank me later. I would rather be doing anything else than watching this special. I don't know why I put myself through this. I don't know why I put myself through this. I'd rather be banging my head against the wall with like the cymbals against my ears.